In this episode of Mighty Car Mods, we dedicate a whole episode to Too Sexy. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, proudly supported by Just Car Insurance. We are back, Wasabi and Too Sexy, rolling like a couple of bosses through the streets of Tokyo, also known as Penrith.
What is a Saab doing in Tokyo anyway?
It's being a boss, man. It is drifting the mountains of Japan.
With its front-wheel drive handbrake.
Anyway, so previously we dedicated a whole episode working on the Saab, doing its mad straight pipeness, which if it's anything like me, gave you a tickle in the groin in a good way. And now, Martin, I understand we're going to be doing some investigations into your wonderful Too Sexy performance machine.
As you know, everything to do with Too Sexy so far has been about fixing stuff.
Yes.
So I actually got to do some injectors now, so that's kind of cool. And you probably saw I bought a tune off the internet.
How's your internet road tune going, Martin?
My internet road tune
one of our forum warrior mates
is not fast, and my car misfires like an absolute
So that was worth the $100 or the $80 or whatever it was?
So it doesn't work. So my good friend Tuning Fork, I may have, with my tail between my legs, called him and said, hey dude, my thing misfires, and he's like, just bring it in.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have to take my car to Tuning Fork, just for the record. But luckily we have mates who know how to work on sex spec cars, and he's from the sex spec generation, is that correct?
He was around for sex spec, I think.
Was he?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, we were too, but I don't know what you were doing. I was probably riding a skateboard.
Dude, we were doing a national tour for the Sex Spec Association of Australia. 2010 Australian tour. Auto salon. So embarrassing. Anyway, here it is. Sit back, take your pants down, grab some peanut butter, grab that thing of celery, and get ready to enjoy a whole episode of Too Sexy. That was very odd.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, you dip the
Celery.
celery in the peanut butter?
Yes.
Are you sure? Is that what everyone actually
Let's
does?
cut to the car.
I'm struggling to type it.
I know, it's hard, isn't it? I've tuned this. I use tuned as a fairly open term with a guy I found on Facebook groups called Barry's Road Tunes. And really what we need to do is just spin it up and see if it makes any power. I'm already not feeling that good about this because I already know that this is going to be a bit of a nugget. But at least it's got an ECU in it now, so it drove here perfectly well. I cruised here with my Evo mates on the highway. Seriously.
Yeah?
Yeah. Some dude in like an Evo 5 or a 6 or something was next to me, and I accelerated, and I didn't accelerate and he was gone. But we're still mates.
I keep hearing you referring to Evo.
Because Turbo Lancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that bothers the Evo people, the evolution people.
Does it? But
Yeah.
I thought Evo owners were all really nice and inclusive, and we're like, hey, we're all friends, we drive Mitsubishis.
I feel like we're all friends, and I'm like that.
But
we have to just remember that there's a Lancer Evolution,
Okay.
then there's a Lancer.
Or a Mirage.
Or a Mirage. They're two different animals though.
Got it.
So the Evo guys are going to be upset with you calling your Lancer an Evo Lancer,
Okay.
because it hasn't evolved.
Wait,
mate.
so yours is a Lancer Evo, and this is
Yeah.
an Evo Lancer, is that what you're saying?
Yours has got no Evo,
Okay.
no evolution.
But it is a Turbo Lancer, and an Lancer Evo is a Turbo Lancer.
How about we change it a little bit?
Okay.
They evolve into
Yeah.
twin cam turbocharged factory.
Yeah, okay.
So once this evolves,
Yeah.
we'll put a little sticker on the back. You can have, it's pretty, it'll make 200 kilowatts at the wheels, just whatever. So I'm just going to call it a Lancer.
Okay.
You call it whatever you want.
Then we'll call it Lancer, that's fine. So, we need to dyno run it,
Yep.
as is, with
Okay.
the road tunes, just see what happens. I don't even know if the thing even works. I drove it here, that's the most testing it's ever had. I decapped some injectors,
Oh, yeah?
so it should be getting plenty of fuel. I put a fuel pump in it.
Yep.
I put a fuel reg on it.
You've got high pressure fuel hose on it, which is a nice thing.
Well, I hope it's high pressure
It's
fuel hose.
double clamped, that's also nice.
Yep. safety first.
Do you know how much booster runs?
Currently, no idea. Probably wastegate.
Has it got boost gauges up there?
No, they don't. They're not connected to anything.
How are we going to monitor the critical engine health?
Well, it's got the 750, like the Elite on it, the 750. So we plug a laptop in. We'll have a look at it, keep an eye on it, and see if it makes any power.
All right. Well, if it's been street tuned, just words of warning. I'm not going to touch anything at all.
Yep.
But if it gets any windows down there, or if any of that falls off,
Transparent engine blocks.
it is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's not you. I get it.
Okay.
Look, if it does anything weird, feel free. Like, we don't have to. I don't want it to explode. I love it. I love my Eva. I love my Lancer. So
you love your Mitsubishi.
my Mitsubishi Lancer.
That's enough. That's enough. That's
Okay.
good.
So
I love my Mitsubishi.
Let's see if we can. I need to win the challenge.
All right. Let's get the fan on it, and then we'll get every little killer wasp out of it. You know what? The job's done. Listen, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the whole idea of the turbo kit that's on it.
What about a double?
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
do you have a preference of what I should be looking at here? It's not going to matter.
we'll look up here.
All right.
Our work here is done though, my friend. It made that noise.
It made a choo-choo noise.
All right, ready? I'm going to go to full throttle. Lights are on. Go. Mixtures are good. Back.
What we get?
All right.
Oh,
Man, 70 kilowatts.
70 kilowatts on a road tune. Didn't get there cleanly though, did it?
It's coughing and it's
coughing.
unhappy, but it was lean up. I pulled out of it just here.
Yeah.
It was rich everywhere. Like,
Yeah. And so you saw it go lean, so you get out of it
this
there.
is where we stopped because it started to go up to nasty, but I doubt you were revving it that hard on the road anyway. The next thing we'll do, we'll give it ignition system birthday.
Right. So it's just two little 8 mils or 10 mils
We'll
on
take
there.
these off. So this is the distributor cap.
Yep.
Inside here, it's got the cap and the rotor button.
So normally on these, on older cars, you'd see a lead coming off the middle to an external coil.
Yeah, that's right. So if you had that, we would have probably upgraded your coil just so it's got a bit more grunt.
Yeah.
We'd had to figure out a way to sponsor or budget that or do something. But in this, what we'll do is we'll have a look inside, and where the spark comes out of the coil goes to the rotor button, the thing that spins around.
Yep.
So we'll just clean the edge of that because it's all going to be burned and crusty just from being old.
Yep.
And we'll clean the posts inside the dizzy cap just to make sure everything's the best connection it can make. It's a good idea to do that. If you've got an old distributed car, should do that. Just a little bit of sandpaper, and we'll just scuff it and just get rid of the crust.
The rotor buttons and caps are generally pretty cheap too. Like if it's a bit haggard, you can probably get it. Like for this car, I'm almost guarantee you go to like Supercheap, whatever, and just get one.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Just bonk new one, which might happen if this is broken.
The only thing you just got to be a bit careful of, when we take the cap off, we're just going to leave the leads plugged in. Because if you just randomly pull all the leads off, then pull the...
You may notice I've already marked them for that reason.
You've heard this story before.
I have. I put dots, so 3 dots is for cylinder 3, 1 dot's for cylinder 1.
Nice. Yeah, if you pull all them off, you can retime the motor, you can find which cylinders where to put the leads on, but
that sounds
it's just a pain when there's no need to.
Let's extract him.
1, 2, 3 on it there.
Yep.
It's got the thing in there and it spins around that way and it goes that one, that one, that one, that one.
Kabang,
comes
kabang,
out
kabang.
to these ones. This plug just plugs into that bit and this carries the water around and that's that. That's the coil post.
Yep.
The coil post sits up into that hole.
Yep.
Then comes down through here.
Yep.
To the top of the rotor button.
Yep.
And then out the side of the rotor button to one of the posts.
Yeah, right. And it's a bit hacked up, you reckon?
Well, yeah, you got a clean finger there?
Yeah.
Just, that's the top of the coil. It won't hurt you. Just wipe the top of that off and just see if it's grubby.
Oh.
The top of that face of it? Yeah. Should be like immaculate.
Yeah, it's pretty clean. A little bit of grot on it, but it's not too bad.
All right. So then we've got the grot across there.
Oh, wow, the dust all is coming out of it.
That'll do it. But more importantly, I don't know whether can you see all of the crap, all of that build up here?
Yeah.
We're going to scratch all of that off. That's going to be making weird misfires.
Yep.
And we're also going to just look in the dizzy cap
For cracks.
for cracks.
So then water gets in, eh? And
as soon as there's a crack in there, you get a bit of water and then it'll start cross-firing. So it'll actually start firing and running through the cracks in the cap. and then that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
So
How bad is that cap?
It's
Is that a bit
the
broken
cap's
off?
not too bad.
Is that a bit broken off? No.
What that is, I just scratched one of the posts.
Oh, that's the build-up.
That's the build-up.
Is it
That's the ozone, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
That builds up on all the little posts.
Yeah. You can see if we get a little.
Wow.
Can we get a bit of flat blade or something?
Yeah.
This is certainly a performance upgrade right here.
I feel like this is tuning of the past in a way. Like, you know, this is what you did.
I think that this is really when they used to service like carby cars. This is what
Yeah.
they used to do, but now these parts don't really exist anyway.
Yep. You will not find a new car with this, really, will you? Like very unless
Not
it's
in our country, but other countries, yeah.
really still, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the other thing about these Mitsubishis. I mean, they based Protons on this.
Yeah.
Like they bought the designs and Hyundai's. The motors fit in Hyundai's. Like it's a weird kind of mix of worlds. Like people putting Evo motors in Hyundai cells.
Yeah. The Jumbuk, I think.
Proton Jumbuk.
What's that? That's like Southeast Asia.
That's
a cool
Malaysia,
car.
I think. Proton
Yeah.
is Malaysia.
That is I would like one of those. That's like a baby ute.
Yeah.
But
You can put Evo motor.
see,
in it.
that would be an evolution, my friend, because it's a cool car. So this is the part that we might do a little bit of sanding here, because what you can see, so the spark
Yeah.
sits in there where it's all grubby. So
Yep.
if we just clean that out a little bit, like that. And then this is the bit that as that spins around, it just touches the post.
Yeah.
But you can see that that's hammered.
It is. That's right.
Or I'll just make sure you can't put it on in a few different
Yeah, there it
ways.
goes.
Click.
Perfect.
What needs to happen when we want to fire this engine at, let's just say we're fired at 20 degrees before top dead center. When we throw the spark out of the computer, into the coil, out of the coil, through the rotor button, out of the rotor button, to the dizzy cap, to the lead.
Yeah.
If we just fire it at 20 degrees, if that's not lined up with one of these posts,
Yeah. Your
where's the spark go?
Your spark energy drops, doesn't it, right?
It probably goes to a different cylinder.
Oh.
So what rotor phasing means is that typically you want an engine, this engine is going to run somewhere between, let's just say 15 and 40 degrees all the time.
Yeah.
So I would ideally, which we will do, we'd wind the engine over to about 25 degrees before top dead center.
Yep.
And we'd make sure that that button is lined up with one of those posts.
Okay.
So that if it
Do you
fires...
do that with continuity? Do you do it with a multimeter or?
No, we can do it so using the crankshaft, so we can move it around.
Yep.
Watching the marks on the camshaft and the crank
okay.
to get it to 25 degrees before.
Cool.
That way, if you advance it, it'll fire on one edge of the post, and then if you retard it, it's on the other edge of the post. But if you're like well out, when you retard it too much, it'll fire off the edge of the post and misfire, and then it's gone.
Right.
So it's called rotor phasing.
Man, I just want a coil pack.
Yeah.
Coil packs.
Coils are easy.
Where are coil packs when you need them? Subaru life. It's got the lines, the injectors in there. They seem happy; they're not leaking or anything. Yeah. So take plugs out, gap them down even more.
Yep.
Really, really small. Is that because we have limited amount of energy we can get from that system?
You've made the cylinder pressure more, so
Yeah.
the more cylinder pressure you put into it, the harder it is for the spark to fire across.
Yeah.
It wants to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you increase the cylinder pressure without increasing the spark energy,
Yep.
it arcs inside the spark plug,
Yep.
and that's that misfire noise that you hear.
Oh, okay.
So it's either misfiring in the spark plug or inside the dizzy cap, which we're going to pull off and clean.
Right. Okay.
It's arcing to another cylinder in there because
Right.
electricity follows the shortest path.
Yep, yep.
So it's finding it.
And by making the gaps more on the plug, it means it can.
It's detrimental. The idle quality is slightly affected. In something like this, you won't even notice.
No. Okay.
But then under higher loads, it gives it a better chance.
So in an earlier episode, I already put new plugs in,
Yep.
one range colder, and they're already from factory gapped a good formula lower. We're going to go even less.
For sure. So factory, this would probably be 1 or 1.1
yeah.
millimeters, which is
Yep.
20 or 22
And
thou.
BPR 5, I think, and I've gone
Yep,
to a
okay.
6.
So typically, every, say, about 50 kilowatts more power you make,
Yeah.
you want to go to one heat range colder spark
Yeah,
plug,
okay,
which is
cool.
exactly what you've done. Just gapping them, we're going to gap them down to half a mil or 20 thou.
Yep. Good.
Right, and you got plug leads on it. They're
Yeah, brand new.
freshies.
Brand
Yeah.
new.
All right, let's whip them out and have a look.
Do it. So 70 kilowatts on the road tune.
Yep.
But it's not happy.
You couldn't drive it like that.
Okay.
It's misfiring, it's coughing, and
that's going to explode.
Yeah, it's rich down the bottom, it's lean up the top.
Yep.
It would probably be irresponsible of me to let you go like this, because really, if it comes off my dyno, you drive it down the road and a rod falls out, it's going to come back to me anyway.
Okay.
So how about, I like washing my own dog, I love my own lawn, and I like mowing my grass.
Is there anything that you would prefer someone else did that would be equivalent to the knowledge and expertise of tuning a Lancer? It's not an Evo.
You know what? I don't really have a car. At the moment, I just put my car through a normal. What if we swap?
Yeah.
I'll tune this for you.
Yeah.
You wash my boat.
Yeah, it's like a tinny, right?
Yeah. It won't take you that long. Like, I'll tune this. You won't have any problems. That just gets rid of all your headaches.
Yep.
In the time it would take me to do this, I probably would have been there doing that anyway. So you do that, I'll do this.
All right. Done. Let's tune it.
All right.
So Scotty, is it time? Happy with the setup?
This is it. Let's just give it a crack, mate.
So
yeah.
fans on?
Fans on, front and back, and we'll just start getting into it.
Should we expect to see different numbers from the original power on?
We should. I'd expect to see something more straight away, just from gapping the plugs. You can hear that misfire now, which, if it doesn't make any noticeable difference, we'll pull the gap up a little bit, because it is affecting the idle.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go. I think that we're going to need to do it to get enough ignition energy out of it.
And it's got some kind of ballpark, so that now we just finesse it and make it nice.
Yep.
All right, fans on.
So your wideband's giving us 1190. I'm getting 1160. So
okay, keep an eye on it. It's just, yeah, it wasn't out of the box. It's two kits put together. Ka-ting, ka-ting. Yeah.
do you check the base timing on this with a timing light?
Yeah, that's when we got to 400 and whatever. Got a rattler. This bit always feels like really scary, that low, like medium amount of load and stuff.
Same boost. Just watch the mixtures.
Wow. 75 kilowatts. Hey, we made 100 horsepower. Adding timing.
Where we are.
Yep. So you've figured out that it doesn't really need more timing to make power.
Nope. So now I'm just going to go back and I'm going to pull two out. Hopefully it loses a little bit of power, then I know that I'm on the money.
Okay, cool.
That's fixed the ignition system completely up top.
Great. So getting the curve, getting your ignition timing curve right.
Yeah, on low boost.
On low boost. Will this change when you start adding boost into it?
It does, but we do all the hard work now.
Yep.
When the engine's under the least amount of pressure.
Right, because it'll generally be a similar curve.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
And if you start adding boost and you feel like you need to pull some timing out, is it more likely to come out up top? Or just anywhere?
Once you rev it, the harder you rev it, the more timing you put back in. So once you get to peak torque, you start introducing more timing after peak torque, not less.
Right.
Because the engine loses efficiency, so you need to put more timing into it to start the fire earlier in order to burn the fuel earlier.
Right. That's great. Good on you, Snakey. Lucky snake. We're going to do a power run. It's going to be our first proper power run, adding boost. We set up the timing, Scotty's happy with it. So this is a power run, adding boost, but we don't know if the clutch is going to hold up to it. Apparently the clutches start to let go when you make over 100 kilowatts, so we might actually make over 100, or we might be putting a clutch in it, or both. It's a Saturday morning. There's so many awesome places to be, like the beach, going for a mad drive in the mountains somewhere, going camping, music festival, anything would be better than changing the clutch on this thing. But you've got to pull like half the engine apart. In this thing, you've just got to drop the gearbox out. So I've got another clutch, heavy duty clutch industries clutch, from our mate George from the Double Unicorn build. I'm going to smash it in. I'll take you with me for some of it. I just want to draw your attention to something before we even begin. That gives you an idea of the kind of stuff we're up against, and one of the reasons I'm not that excited. So let's just have a look at this. So I managed to get this locking thing off, right? Which I don't have, there's no key for. And when I took it off, there's something missing. What could possibly be missing? That's missing. That's fine. But that's not really the problem. The problem is that when you look at the other side, which also wouldn't come off, there's something missing here too. So, and that nut kind of just fallen off, like somewhere. It's behind this locked up unicorn thing, not proper double unicorn, by the way. So anyway, so I'm going to pop out the drive shafts, pull the wheels off, start unbolting stuff in the engine bay, and hopefully get this gearbox out of the way so I can get the old clutch off and jam a new one in. You know it. I've popped the drive shaft out of that side of the gearbox. Kind of hard to get under here, but now that it's free, just pull it out. And there is a dirty front wheel drive favour drive shaft. Man, that is long. That's what she said in this car once. So I've got a bunch of stuff off the car. I've pulled off the lower cross member that runs from the front to the back. The drive shafts are out. I've pulled a whole bunch of bolts out, the engine mounts are out, I've got the engine supported on a jack, and now it's just time to get each of the bolts that go from the gearbox through to the engine out, drop it down, and it should just go thunk and just slide straight off. There's a couple of bolts in here that are a real pain to get to. The turbo system gets in the way a little bit, but hopefully, now that those bolts are almost out, the thing will just fall out and we can put a new clutch in it. This is not, for the record, modifying your car. I mean, I guess if you're putting a really good clutch in it is, but doing clutches is just crap. But it's going to hold power, that's what matters. Okay, so pulled all the bolts out, the gearbox is dropped down on a jack. Moment of truth is pulling it out. There is Too Sexy's gearbox. And the clutch is under there too. Wow, that is so filthy. That's gross. Might need a gurney. Clutch. So apparently it got changed 6 months ago. To me that looks a bit older than 6 months. I could be wrong. Either way, we're going to jam a new one in, a heavy duty one, and see what happens. Alright. Problem. It is brand new. It's brand new. And it's got hardly any meat taken out of it. And the only problem with that, there's one of two things going on. One, the adjustment's just completely out. Even though when I looked at it, the adjustment looked okay. Or 2, this thing will just not clamp enough pressure onto this disc. So the good thing is the other cover that we have has more clamp force, so that might be the only thing that's going to make a difference. But yeah, this clutch is pretty new. A little bit worn, but not too bad. The clutch disc. This is a clutch alignment tool. You can actually buy ones that will fit lots and lots of different cars. And so you pretty much just put that through there. You screw this little thing onto the end, and that sits in the flywheel to make sure that your clutch is centered, like that. And that means you can then put the cover over the top and bolt it all down, and the clutch will be perfectly aligned right in the middle of that thing. So we're going to jam the clutch back on, put the gearbox back in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll clamp better and the thing will actually do a skid. Gearbox is back in the vehicle. It's got its new clutch in. Me and Miles managed to get it reattached. So now it's the boring part, which is putting shifter linkages, pipes, wiring, all the stuff that's already sort of been messed with in the past, so nothing is really where it's supposed to be and no instruction manual is going to help. So it's all going to be a bit of guesswork, but as long as the clutch works and it can take the power, we're all good.
Well, it's early in the morning and I've just come into the shed and everyone say good morning to Martin.
Hello, mate. I'm still here.
Have you actually been here all night, dude?
I've been here for a good proportion of the evening and a good proportion of the morning.
It's morning now.
Yeah.
Have you gone home?
No.
Okay.
I did get changed because I was just, this thing had just dropped all sorts of material and fluids onto me, man. I was so gross. But I've almost completed my clutch change.
Okay.
I had read on the internet, and as we know, the internet's always right, that clutch changes in Evos are really difficult.
You sound so tired, man.
I know, I am. But I read that they're very difficult, clutch changes in Evos. And they're not wrong, but it's like, the theory
Doesn't
is...
it normally cost a couple of grand to get someone else to change your clutch?
In an Evo, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like... I mean, I'm from Subaru land a bit, right? And a clutch change in a Subaru is not that fun either, but everything's just kind of like there and you just undo it and it's a real process. Some of this stuff's real tricky, like threading your hands through manifolds or... Like, they obviously just want you to pull the engine out, but I'm not really prepared to do that.
You gotta have mini fingers?
Yeah, you do.
Dude, what? I don't know. What is that?
Where? On here? What?
On your sump plug.
I don't know. What's
No, on your sump.
Here somewhere?
Yes.
I saw a drawing on there. I didn't get close enough to see what it was, though.
There's a big dick on there.
Really? I wonder who could have done that. You've been drawing on my car again.
But I mean, if you want to get like a clutch change in your Subaru, like someone will do that for like $850, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you got an Evo and it costs a couple of grand, even mechanics must know that they don't want to do it for it to cost so much. Like that's like 3 times the price or double the price.
Yeah, you ask Mechanical Stig about changing an Evo clutch, he's like, nah.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't want to do it. But anyway, I have got the new clutch in.
He'd do it if you gave him a cuddle. He does
Probably.
most things if you give him a cuddle.
That's very true. I have got the new clutch in, as far as I know it works. I've just got to do a few bolts up, like reconnect the shifter and some other weird dangly stuff that is really hard.
And the meat on your old clutch was okay, but the actual mechanism was rooted, is that right?
Well, it was meaty, but the clutch cover is just a real basic stock one, and it can't push the clutch like hard enough on the flywheel. You have to pick the right clutch for the job, and this should do the job for what I want it to do.
Yeah.
At least for now, anyway. But I'm not looking... I really don't want to have to change it again, so I'm just going to have to also just drive it sensibly. Like that's going to happen.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to try my best, because I'll remember this. Every time I feel like riding the clutch, I'm going to remember this moment.
Yeah.
Being covered in schmutz from this car.
All right.
What are we doing on your Saab? Are we doing something on your Saab soon?
Yeah, I'll let you know once you finish.
All right.
It's going to be funner than what you're doing right now, that I can guarantee.
Yeah, probably.
Did it ever occur to you, Martin, that Too Sexy would need so much mechanical Viagra to get itself up?
Never ever. Never ever. And doing a clutch as well, because I found the service history thing under the seat, along with a heap of other questionable items under the seat, and it said it had a clutch like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So that was even more confusing, because you literally on the dyno, you could see clutch just smoke, because we were literally heating it up till it was smoking, just puffing out of it.
All right.
which means power's not going into the dyno rollers.
That's so epic. Well done, mate. Like, that was a huge job.
Yeah,
that was
not
a huge
much,
job.
not much fun.
No, not
Works
fun,
though.
but you did it, Martin,
Yeah.
and now it works.
Yeah.
And by the looks of things, from what I saw you working on before, you've actually been to the dyno now and got your final power figure. Of course, we're doing this series of challenges that you guys have chosen, and people have been writing in the comments. And of course, one of them, the obvious challenge, is a dyno challenge, which all will be revealed in our dyno challenge video, or in fact, it's many challenges. And so you've got your figure now.
I have my figure.
So your car has a clutch, it has an ECU, and it's tuned, and now your car is working with the final figure.
It's good to go with all that kind of stuff.
And how much power did you make?
I'm not revealing my final figure, man.
Really?
Not until you reveal yours.
Oh, so you will reveal it to everyone?
Yes.
But
when the Saab
you do know what it is?
I do know what it is.
Wow.
It's substantial.
Wow, so it's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
And the clutch works.
Well, Martin, I think there's only 2 videos left until it's challenge time. Which are some mad DIY videos. And then it's challenge time. We got dyno challenges, we got drag. Oh, dude, actually, there's so much cool stuff. So there it is. Thanks for watching. Of course, follow us on the Faceballs. That is 2sexy.com/Marty's balls on your face. And there it is, Martin. Well done. You fixed your car. I made a questionable Saab.
For some reason, I really feel like celery. And
Really?
like with peanut butter, but not like dipped in it. You got to smother it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's delicious. Some people say that celery is the nectar of the gods. Some people say, in fact, this is a fact, that whatever shaped fruit or vegetable you eat affects the part of your body that most looks like that. So if you eat cauliflower, it's like good for your brain, and broccoli and stuff like that. And if you eat like some massive, manky, long, stiff piece of celery, all covered in like
With leafy
brown
bits at the
peanut
bottom.
butter and stuff, that's good for your legs.